Yo guys, it is your boy Niren here, and it is May, right? We're getting towards the end of the season, it's crunch time. One season ending means another new one is on the horizon. We've already seen a couple of clubs unveiling their new home kits for the next campaign, so today we're going to be taking a look at every single kit that's been leaked ahead of the 23-24 season. If you're going to enjoy this one, feel free to slap a like on it and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. Now, first of all, we'll start with a club that's already announced their home kit, and it's obviously the reigning and now current Premier League champions. We've got Manchester City, who unveiled their new 23-24 shirt, using it to play up against Chelsea. We've got Erling Haaland and co donning this shirt here, and I can't lie, lads, this for me is an upgrade. I like this kit. When Man City announced their current one at the start of the campaign, I liked it in renders, but then out on the pitch, I don't really know. The color palette just doesn't really pop as much as it could do. The blue itself just is a kind of little bit boring, but I like the layout of it. The patterning that we've got in terms of like the little stripes down the front here as well. The collar is so nice. I'm a big V-neck shirt collar man, all right? Again, I want the big collars back, all right? I'm talking Eric Cantona. We love our retro kits round here, okay? But this one genuinely is a really good effort from Puma, who I can't lie, are so inconsistent. And it also unveiled the Manchester City goalkeeping kit as well. I've seen a picture of Edison in this. It's not here, but it is so nice. The patterning along the side here under the arm as well, and the overall pattern of it, the colors, really good work from Puma. A-star. Well, I mean, no, I'll grade them at the end, but it's figuratively speaking. Next up, Arsenal, who are definitely expecting to win the league when they put gold on their new home kit. Again, this hasn't been confirmed as of yet. It looks realistic enough. Like, at the end of the day, you don't get this sort of pic being photoshopped for me. Got a more curved shoulder situation going on. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Arsenal kits that Thierry Henry used to wear. The one after the Invincibles, actually, that had a bit of yellow on it too. Now, we're hoping they can get similar results to that next campaign, having taken the league title this year, put it in a small box, packaged it up nicely, and then sent it off first-class Royal Mail delivery to Manchester City. Now, an away kit got leaked for Arsenal as well.
I feel physically sick, to be honest, and I mean that.
However, it's since turned out that this is fake, and thank the fucking Lord, because if I ever saw Arsenal wearing this kit, it's on site for all the fans. The Arsenal supporters didn't even have a say in the creation of this kit, but we have to slap them up anyway, just for supporting a club that thinks this is an acceptable piece of clothing. I won't be tuning into any Arsenal away games all year. Forgetting about the horrendous color palette and stupid design, with the crazy lines going across the front looking like a zebra on a building site, but they don't even match up. And then why would you have the shoulder stripes there with other black stripes coming across them? Shocking. I hate it. Meanwhile, there's also been a third kit leak as well here by AFC stuff. Interesting color though. I don't know how many times I've seen Arsenal whack out the turquoise blue settings, but it genuinely looks okay to me. Now, with Chelsea, we're working on some very early leaks for them, okay? Not even the sponsor has been confirmed here. Once again, very bold decision to put gold on when you finished 11th in the league. To be fair, they did finish first in the second half of the table. I like the gold sort of against the blue. Again, works great for the posh people of West London. I can imagine many conversations down in Fulham somewhere asking whether it's real 24 karat gold before pointing to a ring on their finger that is actually made of 24 karat gold. Meanwhile, an away template has also turned up that is wacky, crazy. Looks like 6 different graffiti artists have had a go at it. But overall, I really like that patterning and that design. I like standout kits in the sense of design when they sort of work cohesively together. I'm not a big fan of kits where you just slap 19 different colors on them and hope for the best. But because we're keeping it pretty simple in terms of the colors chosen here, it works. You know, you've got white over blue, dark blue, black and navy, even if the design looks a little bit wild and hectic. Slap a pure white sponsor over the top of it. That sounded very crazy from me. And then finally, we have got the third kit as well. They have been bold enough to put the 3 logo on this time. It's a pretty standard looking third kit, isn't it? It looks like pistachio ice cream, but is it going to get worn more than 4 times in the season? Probably not. Now, Leeds, otherwise known as Sweden United, might not be playing in the Premier League next season, but at least they have got the backing of an entire country. It's not bad, however, it has been leaked by a man who's just slapped his chin on his keyboard. I do actually quite like the patterning. I'm looking forward to seeing that up against Barnsley, honestly. But if you thought they were being conservative with their home kit, forget about it with the away kit. Bro, is that a drumstick? I'm a bit torn with this one. Will they look like Mr. Blobby? Potentially. If Sam Allardyce gets a version, he could do entertainment at children's parties. What I will say, right, and hear me out on this one, let me land. If this has a good sponsor over the top, it looks decent out on the pitch. This does have a potential to maybe be like a cult hero type of kit. We all know those kits where it's realistic, objectively, it's shit. The banana kit that Arsenal wore back in the is from a design perspective awful, but it's iconic kind of because of that. Tottenham fans, your kit is, I mean, the same as usual. There is light patterning. You can see these diagonal stripes going across with like this weird target shape. It's almost like they wanted a white kit. For some reason, I always come across as I hate Tottenham kits. I don't have a problem with Spurs at all. They're great entertainment. For some reason, I can just never really gel with their kits. Another one that's been confirmed, though, of course, is Liverpool's. We wore this in a 1-1 draw against Villa, and for me, I know I've literally just said that sort of Tottenham kits are a little bit bland sometimes, but I just really like the normality of this one with the white collar and white sleeves. It's so simple, but maybe I am biased, but I genuinely love this one, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna give it the craziest high rating, like a fucking 9 or a 10, but in terms of what it does, and in terms of just looking clean, it's an 8 for me. United's home kit will be paying tribute to Manchester with the flower, the rose, in terms of patterning across the back of it, though there is no official word of what it's definitely gonna look like. Pretty simple. I like the idea of having the rose across the background of it. Meanwhile, with their away kit, they decided that if they can't get the money that Newcastle are getting through the Saudis via the investment they are trying to get through the Qataris, then they're just going to become Newcastle United instead. I don't get on board with it. I don't condone this sort of terrible behavior, but it does actually look quite interesting, and I would love to see what they do with a sponsor over the top of that. Meanwhile, I mentioned Newcastle United and their Saudi ownership. They've decided to just go full send, hoping they'll be focusing play down the left-hand side, because whilst they're wearing that, there won't be a lot of rights on display. Please don't send me abuse. Let's get European though now, and we move over to La Liga and Barcelona. Okay, now Barca's kit, I think, I don't know if they've actually officially announced it, but it's as good as done. I've seen this in so many different places before. For me, I don't mind the design. I really like the white Spotify against it. I love iconic sponsors like this that are very punchy, very straightforward, and we all know what it is. That sponsor and club combo will be remembered in like 20 years, right? But this kind of just looks like a Levante kit. Just a kit that I would expect to see playing in Spain, but in the Spanish second division. Definitely not as keen on this as I was for last year's, the one they've just won the league in, but it's not terrible. Don't get it twisted. It's just not necessarily a Barca kit I would go for. I do like the idea of less stripes though on a Barca kit. Some of my favorite Barca kits have actually had barely any stripes at all. The away kit is pretty stock standard. I like the detailing across the white here. I mean, I'll be honest, I saw this version here at the top and thought it looked pretty bland. And then the Barcelona third kit, which is apparently a counterfeit, but might still be a theme that they decide to sort of explore. But this is basically a remake of a Barca away or third kit they were wearing at the start of the 2010s. I remember Lionel Messi basically wearing this kit, but it said UNICEF on instead. I would love to see them put this on again. And then Real Madrid, who are returning again to the gold highlights. I kind of hope that it's more gold rather than like orangey, which it's kind of looking like here. Yeah, I don't really ever have a problem with Real Madrid kits. This is the sort of thing, not that I want to see from Tottenham, because they're not an Adidas kit, so I'm not expecting them to have the Adidas stripes. Like, you still can do a lot with white. At the end of the day, it's a blank canvas. And I feel like Real Madrid always manage to find a way to at least differentiate their kits year on year and put a little bit of a splash of color, you know, and do it in a nice way as well. I like the sort of gold, white, blue there. I like the collar. That's really nice. Now, the away kit, let's have a conversation. question, all right? Why is there small pieces of macaroni in the background? Why is this a 50% complete mustache going across the back of your away kit? You can't go wrong, for me, with a little bit of dark blue or navy or black and gold on top of it. It's just always gonna look good. If you manage to make a kit that looks shit from those, you've got to lose your job. I was gonna say it's quite subtle, but it does actually stand out quite a bit, so that's gonna take them down quite a lot. That's like a 5, honestly. Not many people were probably expecting me to talk about a Levante third kit today, but honestly, I'm really liking this one. This gives me retro kit vibes. The patterning, the fact that it's a little bit shiny, you've got that interesting collar and button stuff going on. It's great. I would genuinely like to buy this kit. Inter Milan's home and away kits have been announced. Their home kit is looking, they're both kind of glitchy almost, which I kind of like with the home kit because at the end of the day, it still makes it into a stripe. It's just quite an interesting way of delivering that. With the away kit, I don't know, I don't like it as much. Just feels like the sponsor's been pixelated because they've run out of funding. Next up, Roma. I'm in love. This, honestly, is unbelievable. If they end up sponsored by Toyota, I'm buying this kit yesterday. If they end up being sponsored by SPQR, I'm buying this kit the day before.
Football heritage.
Obviously, the straight crest that they used like back in, I want to say it's that 80s and 90s. They haven't announced their full sponsor yet, but either way, the template of this is just so nice. Juventus made a splash online announcing their home kit a few weeks ago, and obviously was worn by the likes of Paul Pogba for about 20 minutes. It got a lot of stick, right? And I hear it, you know, this is a zebra that's been hit by lightning, but I like it. Not zebras getting hit by lightning, by the way. That makes me sound like a bad person. I don't know what it is, guys. I might be showing no cloth knowledge right now, but this looks good. And I'm not gonna say great because of the sponsor, all right? Why, anyway, there's lightning in the Jeep logo? It's a car. I don't really understand why there's lightning involved. I don't know whether Jeep are trying to make electrical vehicles soon. Either way, I genuinely think that kind of ruins it. Having both patterns is really annoying. And their away kit looks like a Bayern Munich away kit that you've had in the wash since 2015, and all the colours faded out of it. Not Brader's kit in the Eredivisie is okay at best. I hate myself. Meanwhile, it's been long enough. Let's take a look at France and Paris Saint-Germain, who I think have had some beautiful kits recently. This is supposedly their home kit, which is going to get announced right at the end of May and will get debuted against Clermont-Foot. I really like it, and I don't know whether I should or not. It's based off a retro kit. That's my kryptonite. If a kit is based off a different kit that I also like, by association, I have to like the new one. I think I'd like it a bit more if the Nike logo was in white, to be honest. Meanwhile, in Germany, we've got Bayern Munich here, who have gone very against the grain, actually, with certainly in terms of recent Bayern home kits, abandoning the idea of it being predominantly red to go into a predominantly white kit. And apparently it's inspired by the home kit of 1965. It's like a homage to that. It's just very interesting, to be honest with you. It's a great kit to lose the title to Borussia Dortmund to. And speaking of the BVB themselves, they were allowed to design and vote for their home kit on Twitter, and hence the winner was announced. It was a design that the fans have chosen. I quite honestly hate it with a burning passion, but at the end of the day, it's a democracy. Who am I to judge it right? Who am I to go no? At the end of the day, it has the stadium on it. It represents the yellow wall of Borussia Dortmund. I completely get that. So it's not for me, mate. So what's my favorite? I think honestly, the Roma home kit has potential to be an all-time classic. The color combination's obviously great, and it could end up with a really iconic sponsor too. So that's probably my favorite so far, but I do think Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea have actually done pretty well as well. What is your favorite though? Let me know down in the comment section below. Are there any that you agree with or vastly disagree with my opinion? Let me know it down there as well. If you enjoyed this video though, feel free to slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll be making more videos like this as more kits are leaked and announced, so stick around for that and stay tuned. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.